shout out goes out to our current channel members. If you were interested in picking up a channel membership for as little as $1.99 a month, head over to my channel profile and hit the join button to view all of the available perks. Thanks! After making a few videos over these past few days discussing different aspects of episode 13 of Crystalized, there's been one common question popping up in my comment section, and that question is, well, where actually was Harumi for the majority of this episode? And so today I would like to dive a little deeper into this particular question, because I think it's slightly more interesting than what meets the eye, and I also think we have a few different options as to where Harumi actually is in this episode when she is talking with the Crystal King. Now, quickly, just for a quick bit of context, this is the place I'm referring to, up on screen now. Basically just the place where Harumi spoke to the Overlord as she was kind of transcending between life and death. Now, originally, I kind of just thought this was all in her head, in a way. Now, I'm not saying it was imaginary, I'm just kind of saying it was in her mind a little bit, and the Overlord somehow entered her mind, and she was talking subconsciously, and that's how they were communicating in that kind of way, if that makes any sense to you. It's kind of hard to explain, but hopefully you get my point. But people, since then, I've seen online, have been speculating and just kind of theorising that this is actually kind of like the gates to heaven or hell, whatever you want to call it. So basically, the gates to the departed realm, I guess you could say. And I think that makes quite a bit of sense, actually. So we can probably think of this as literally the moment between life and death. This is basically in her head, in a way, and this is her transcending from death over to the departed realm. And this is when the Overlord managed to talk to her as she was kind of transcending through this different process, as she was entering into the afterlife in the world of Ninjago. And I think that does make quite a lot of sense. It's kind of similar to what I thought of when it was all in her head. It's pretty much the same thing, just a little bit different, I guess, and makes a bit more sense. And I think this is really interesting and is very unique to this specific scene in particular, because we've never really seen inside what it looks like when you go between life and death in Ninjago and head over to the departed realm. And so I think this is quite interesting. There's not really much going on in this kind of state of limbo, I guess you could say, where Harumi was. It was just kind of purple. I'm not sure if that's just a Harumi thing or if it changes from person to person. Probably looking into it too much, but yeah, there wasn't really much going on here, which signifies to me at least that it was probably, again, somewhere between life and death, and she was entering this limbo place before she went to the afterlife in the world of Ninjago. I think that makes quite a lot of sense, and it does raise the question of how did the Overlord actually get there in the first place? Not too sure, I guess you just kind of have to use your imagination with that one. I guess somehow his energy managed to seep into Harumi or something, and that way he could talk to her. Not too sure, not really going to be diving into that question here. It opens up a whole new realm of different possibilities. But yeah, I think this makes quite a lot of sense. Harumi was basically transcending between life and death in the world of Ninjago, and the Overlord kind of intercepted that process and spoke to Harumi. So hopefully that does answer your question regarding this. Obviously nothing is concrete, this is just kind of my own speculation on my part. Realistically, this could be entirely wrong, but I think, from what we've seen up on screen, I think this makes the most sense, at least in my opinion. Now, if you do have any other different thoughts that you would like to add on to this particular subject, be sure to drop all of your thoughts down below in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. As always, though, if you did enjoy today's video, feel free to, of course, drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel for more very similar to this, and hit that notification bell so you guys can always be the first to keep up to date on all things Ninjago right here on the channel. It would mean a lot, and we are also approaching 4,000 subscribers, so any support, especially right now, would really mean the world to me. With all of this being said, though, that just about does it here. So with all of this being said, I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.